Hi, thanks for joining us today. I wanted to bring you some pertinent and timely information about the Families First Coronavirus Response Act and what it means for you, your business, your employees. If you don't already know, earlier this month, Congress passed H.R. 6201, and that was the Families First Coronavirus Response Act. What that essentially does is it provides for two types of paid leave for your employees during this COVID-19 crisis. The first of which is paid sick leave, and also it provides for paid family leave. Now, it is important to note that this is in addition to any current requirements, such as California says you must pay your employees a certain number of sick hours based on the hours they have worked, and this is in addition to. So all employees working for companies that have fewer than 500 employees, which the vast majority are eligible for up to 2 weeks or 10 business days of paid medical leave. Full-time employees will receive 100% of their regularly earned wages, as will part-time employees. In the case of part-time employees, it will be based on an average of hours worked. So if you have an employee who normally works 25 hours a week on average, that is the benefit that they will receive. There are max benefits of $500 a day and $5,000 an employee. Now, employees can apply for paid sick leave under this act if they themselves are subject to a federal or state quarantine, isolation, or health order, which many would argue we are already in. So you want to watch out for that one. Another one is if they can apply for paid sick leave if they themselves have been advised to self-quarantine by a healthcare professional. So maybe they just returned from travel or have had contact with a known positive COVID-19 patient. They can apply for this and receive 2 weeks of 100% of their regularly earned salary. They can also apply for this benefit if they themselves are actively experiencing any symptoms that are related to COVID-19. So that's a pretty broad-reaching spectrum, and you want to be careful with that one. Now, the other type of leave that the Families First Coronavirus Response Act includes is paid family leave. Now, this also is different than the FMLA we currently have in California. This gives all employees up to 12 weeks of paid family leave. However, the first 2 weeks are unpaid, so it actually provides for 10 weeks of paid family leave. Now, the first 2 weeks that are unpaid, an employee can choose to use their 2 weeks of paid sick leave. So it would be a total of 12 weeks if they used both their paid sick leave and their paid family leave. Whereas in their paid sick leave, they receive 100% of their regularly earned wages. Paid family leave provides 2/3 of your regularly earned wages for that last 10-week period. The same is true for both full-time and part-time employees. Again, part-time employees are based on an average of hours worked. Paid family leave also has max benefits of $200 a day and or $10,000 an employee. Employees can apply for this paid family leave if they are caring for someone who is subject to a federal or state quarantine, isolation, or health order. I say someone because although it is called the paid family leave, the someone does not necessarily need to be a family member. It can be somebody that they're caring for. Employees can also apply for and use this benefit if they are caring for a child who is out of school and without childcare due to school closure directives. This is very important because we have tens of thousands of kids who are out of school right now. And there may be many parents who apply for this. So you'll want to definitely pay attention and be up to date on what their rights are as an employee and what your obligations are as an employer. Now you may be wondering, how in the world are we going to pay for this? Paid sick leave is for every single employee, even if they started yesterday. So you hire an employee today, and tomorrow, essentially, they can apply for paid sick leave and receive 2 weeks of paid time at 100% of their regularly earned wages. They can then combine that with up to 10 weeks of 2/3 of their normal salary if they have a child home from school. So definitely be aware of this and know the intricacies of it. There is light at the end of the tunnel, though. If you are wondering how you can possibly pay for this, the government put this in place to help flatten that curve, but not at the expense of the business owners. So you will be receiving 100% refund on the cost of providing these leaves for your employees. So if you have employees that are seeking this paid sick leave, paid family leave, make sure you know, first of all, what they're entitled to, and make sure you know that you are then entitled to 100% refund from the government. Now, that is going to come in the form of payroll tax credits. Some of you may pay your payroll taxes on a monthly basis, some on a quarterly basis, maybe you pay them every pay period. However you do it, 100% of what you've paid out for this paid sick leave and paid family leave is reimbursable. Now, if you end up paying out more than you owe in those payroll taxes, you will actually be issued a check. You can apply for an expedited advance refund, and they will send you a check. So it truly is 100% of your expenses that you will be refunded for. It's just that you're going to have to front that money. That might not be so fun, especially during this time when we're all hurting for business. Now, one of the most important things to know, and why I am bringing you this video today, is that employers are required to post a notice of the Act's requirements and distribute it to all employees. So normally you would hang it in your break room where you do your minimum wage and all that stuff they make us hang. But many people are working from home. So while you should still hang it in your office in a prominent place, you will also want to make sure that you get this message out to your employees. It's actually your obligation to do so. So you can email them, send them a letter. I kind of recommend an email because this needs to be done by the Act's effective date, which is April 2nd. So we are right around the corner, and these emails should be going out immediately. You can actually find sample and form letters on the Department of Labor's website beginning today. So head on over to that website, check it out, download it, put your company's information in, get those notices out to your employees, make sure that you are in compliance as a business owner, and let me know if you have any questions. I have studied up on this act and the requirements for employers and the benefits to employees. I'd be happy to help you. You can find us on the web at fvchamber.com. Or if you feel like you are more of a specialized case, I would definitely advise you to seek legal counsel. They will be able to point you in some better directions. There are a few exemptions if you can prove that this would be catastrophic financial problem for your business. There are some exemptions, but I've heard they're pretty hard to get. If you have a number of 1099 employees, this does not apply to them. They actually have their own things they can apply for as an independent contractor / small business. But if your entire workforce is made up of 1099 employees, that may raise some red flags. So just be aware, know what your obligations are, know what your employees' rights are, and let me know if you have any questions. I would be happy to help. Thank you guys. I hope this finds you doing well, staying safe, and I am looking forward to seeing you all again soon. Have a great day.